We are back, this time ready to dominate. Yeah, that was pretty dominating. Dominating tone. Gonna play the Vintage Challenge, gonna play Initiative, Monsters, gonna play... I think the same list I played the last time, which includes Phyrexian Sensors, because I have found those to be powerful. And what else is there to say? I don't know. We're just gonna be gaming. Modern quick exit. And an annoying loss. Yes, a person naming my Otawara with Piffy Needle. Great move. On the play against Dark Poet Bill. Mox Spell, Mox Jet play Thalia against Lurus of the Dream Den. No lands, no way to cast a second thing if the first one gets countered. I think we should mulligan. Okay. Against a Lurus deck should be fine. Lurus, no Tinker, so... Sure, my flash holds no secrets, monster. The spirit of Mirrodin will fight on. I cast cantrip. I cast cantrip. I play fetch land. I fetch land. I cast cantrip. I play Mox Jet. I play DRS. That's it. What will you do with your 4 mana? STP my monster. Ugh. Bro. They don't play basics though, at least, so they didn't get a basic. Do they go the Lost Well or do they put 2 counters on the DRS? Lost Well. Well, we lost. Actually not true, but like I thought I can make a joke. They scry 2 bottom, which is both annoying because they got the max use out of it, but also annoying that like lucky in the way that they possibly will draw something bad. Can anybody see? Are we putting that Lurus into hand? Opponentos? We are cruising. We're playing a DRS Shaman. I guess Lurus has nothing in the graveyard now, but... I guess I cast 2 monsters. The first of which is a White Plume Adventurer, which takes the initiative. I probably just go, well, I don't know. Do I go to Forge? Or do I go to Lost Well and... Like, doesn't seem like Trap is particularly good. The counters could be wasted. And it would be really good to draw something good next turn. I think we can go to Lost Well. Well. Thalia seems like a medium draw. White Plume seems like an okay draw. And I'm gonna White Plume all over my opponent once again, this time going to the stash and making a treasure. Or do I go gold, a DRS, which doesn't really do well. Go to DRS and I get to go to archives to draw. Over Catacombs, make a 4-1. A 4-1 seems 4-1 Menace is pretty real though. Gold is better than a treasure? Not really. I have so much money. Let's go to Arena, then you have more options on the next turn, yeah. I guess golding is a bit okay, like it might force a weird move. I Giga untap my White Plume Adventurers once again. And by once again I mean for the first time in the game. Stash lets us cast a Chancellor if we find one. That is true. Alright, they attack. So we got a DRS, nice. I was expecting them to just activate it on Treasure Cruise, but... Bowmasters, okay, you have another Bowmasters? It's fine. Sure. So funny. So we go, alright, chat. Heads or tails with Mana Cryptos? Heads. You won the flip. Thank you, Daya. And I think we make the Catacumbos. On this board, Catacumbos seems okay. I play White Plume. And we activate Throne of the Dead 3. We should get something solid. Maybe we can get Chancellor, Solitude, Loran, Archon, Peacekeeper. It's probably Chancellor. Right? I mean, Chancellor sounds good. 8-9 Chancellor. And I can attack with a 3-3. You don't have great blocks. I mean, I traded for the DRS. Just fine. I vaguely remember someone saying we lost this game. I was just making a joke that it's like lost well. So it's like, well, we lost. But I didn't actually think it was true. So it was like a slight sacrifice of honesty in order to make a joke. I was in fact feeling favored even at that point. Alright, Canister wins. We didn't really do anything too exciting this game, but it was good enough. It seems like a matchup where Solitude and Source to Ploshes are okay. One toughness creatures are weaker because of Bowmeister, so I could just trim Thalias. Loran didn't seem particularly impressive, but can kill some Moxen. Just cast at 3 initiative creatures, nothing too much, yeah. Well, I mean, no hate bears, so like no effects of this sort, but I guess that is true. Kinda like one Tabernacle? No, Tabernacle, no. It doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess against Orcish Bowmasters, but I mean, it's not even clear that it's advantageous, so I think I'll just trim 1 Lora and 2 Thalias. As the 1 toughness creatures, I want to draw the high toughness creatures instead against the Bowmeisters. And against DRS decks, like that's not the best decks for does it keep? Probably is not. On the draw, maybe like on the play, but on the draw too bad. This one is awkward, now they know all my hands because of Gitaxian Probe. Gitaxian Probe was good for streamers in general. I feel violated for sure, yeah. Wow, expert level fetching with trigger on the stack. Gonna pitch Loran and play Thalia. Get Bowmastered and be a little bit sad about life. But if we don't get Bowmastered, it's not gonna be too bad. Bro just like waited till last possible moment where to deploy those Bowmasters, just couldn't, you know, do it in response to the Archon of Emeria. Just had to, you know, gain like full weight value. Just like fine, it's kind of like proper play, but also kind of funny. Lotus of the Dreamed End. White Plumer. This is a really good draw. I can even swords on their turn. Best time walk is Rampant Growth for blue. Yeah. It's actually a free roll, right? You don't pay any costs. So this attacks as vigilance anyways. Flipendo. Hmm. Okay. That's unfair. Yeah. Sure, my buddy. You never seen that card in your life? It's a very old card. You go to Lost Well. Well. I mean, Sensor is a creature, I guess. I appreciate that. Lurus is white too, so there is a certain amount of anti-synergy in their deck. Smutty ending. How not nice. Their cards are too normal. Like removal spells? What is this? You're not supposed to run removal spells in Vintage. Co jest to fulek? Siadłeś dupą przed twarzą i teraz nie widzę. Undercity creates a treasure token. Okay. They play Lurus, we get to plow it. No downside. Plow it. This is a free for free. No abilities at this point, I assume. The Fritto Shamano, okay. Maybe they have a Force of Will. We draw Cancelor. Not particularly groundbreaking. Virtue's Ruin number 2, bro. Just kindly, please. Fuck off.
He's a phenomenal control player.
3-2.
Thank you, Zayat. I'd enter stop because of my sensor. If we draw an initiative creature, it's gonna be okay. Didn't they ban the other version of that destroys all black creatures? I don't know if it's an analogous card. But there was something like that, yeah. How do we search for it? This is so funny that there is so many Crusaders. There's this too. This is pretty gruesome. But then there is also Crusade, which is banned. Alright, opponent, you got me with your double Virtuous Ruin. Maybe I want to swap Thalia with Containment Priest just to have a flash monster against Virtuous Ruin. Honestly. I don't think it does anything against them, but a flash monster seems not too bad. Thor Thalia on the play. It's a DRS Bowmaster deck still, so it's just so bad. Like, a good chance she still dies on turn 2, a good chance she doesn't impact their curve if they lead on DRS anyways. Is my thinking. And against Virtuous Ruin I have the Containment Priest, so I can flash it end of turn, he helps with stealing the initiative. Alright, force check. Play through Mindbreak. The Force of Will this, Force of Will that. I'm a little small nerd. If we draw a white card or a plains or a cavern, we are good. Wasteland's okay, I have an extra spare tomb. So it might not even do anything. Alright. Clench. Yeah. Nicely interacted with, my friend. Nicely interacted with. Unreal. Yeah. What's unreal though? I think we lost well. Saltwood seems really good to draw. I wish the MTGO prompts asked for southwest or southeast for dungeons. Are you a role player, Bamzing? Would you call yourself that? What's the lore behind south? Yeah, I think you go like deeper and not... Not like south, right? Direction wise. I will not be playing the Solitude right now. Assuming they want the Virtue's Ruin, like some other removal. Go to the stash. The black creature seems really good to have against Virtue's Ruin. We drew another flash monster and we attack. Maybe we can hit a land. Maria's Call. The Maria's calling, but I'm not answering. Vasteland. I don't know if I flash in Containment Priest now. Now, probably. Seems like low upside to hold it up. Guess I can Bowmaster my 4-1. Which I probably will. There is synergy with the last chapter of the initiative. Damn, true. Actually, kind of a problem. But I mean, either the Virtue's Ruin and I get the last chapter, or I don't get to do the last chapter, but they don't win Virtue's Ruin, so should be fine. Anyone in the chat has their Virtue ruined right now? To exile a Peacekeeper. Combo. Wow, great draw. Unreal draw. Are we plowing the Seasoned Engineer? Okay. Yeah, I'm back for the second stream of the day, which is the winning stream, as opposed to the first stream, which was a losing stream. Maybe I could have played the Archon of Memoria. What about the third stream? Let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright, we beat Luru's control. Holy Shamgar is playing, damn. Right before I started streaming myself, or like around when I was starting my streaming adventure myself, Holy Shamgar was streaming Modern on twitch.tv regularly, and then he took like, it's the first time I see the nickname on Modo in 6 years. Interesting. Bro, welcome to the dark side. Love to see the MYI vibe. Yeah. Used to watch him daily, was great. Yeah, I also watched him pretty often. One thing I enjoy about Mono White Initiative is that unlike shops, it has a similar vibe to shops, but instead of being horrible against all the Sultai, Lurus, Control versions of blue, you're actually pretty good against them. And you just play your, turn 1 Dungeoneer, turn 2 Dungeoneer. One of them resolves, your opponent types Unreal in the chat box, and it's great. And with shops, you like play your stupid spheres, and your opponent's like, yeah, fine, I'll play a land and pay for a stupid tax, and then I'll play an energy flux, and you can never beat that card. Or I'll just use a, I don't know, shattering spree. You can also never beat that card. Or I'll play Pulverize. Nobody played Pulverize against me in years, but I'll play Pulverize. You can beat that card anyways either. What does Initiative do? Well, it's a long story, but how do you explain it in the fewest words possible? When you take the initiative, you move in the initiative dungeon. You take the initiative when an effect tells you to take the initiative, or at the beginning of your upkeep if you have the initiative. It's like Monarch in that sense. And then the dungeons are very strong, but they're not on screen right now, so I guess you'll see next time. Yeah, it happens in your upkeep, and whenever you like take the initiative, whenever you play a monster with take the initiative, the trigger happens and you gain the initiative. So it's also much more immediate than Monarch and much better in multiples. Interestingly. The typical progression being to put 2 counters on your monster. No, that's not it either. I thought there were the like cards that explained. My mistake for searching for it in Modo, but if we go to Scryfall and we go Initiative. Nice, okay, we got it. You go Secret Entrance, search for a basic, then you typically go to the forge, you put 2 counters on target creature to pressure more. Then you go to trap, which lose 0.5 life. Then you draw a card. Then you reveal a top 10 to summon any monster from there with 3 extra +1/+1 counters and hexproof until your next turn. Who are the dead 3? D&D, who are the dead 3? Bane, the Lord of Darkness, Baal, the Lord of Murder, and Mirkul, the Lord of Bones. Cześć, powodzenia, no dzięki. Your opponents when you gain the initiative, the funny. Obelisk, Slifer, and the Golden Dragon of Ra, yes. Actually, all have cards. Bane, Lord of Darkness, who was specifically directed to look like a K-pop star, and he does. Pretty dark. It's because the K-pop industry is actually very dark, and people have to do lots of stuff they don't want to do to partake in that. Baal, Lord of Murder. It's a guy with swords. And Mirkul. Lord of Bones. Looks spooky. Whenever another non-token creature you control DS, you may exile it. If you do, create a copy. That's a token. That's a copy. What? Create a token. That's a copy of that card. Except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. Okay. Whenever another token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and goad it. Yeah, goad that. Wow. Insane cards. We got a React Andy from Davinci MTG earlier. Which is a 2-hour video about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame, so I hope you like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I hope you like metagames.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters began airing in the United States and almost immediately.
I mean, they printed the cards. They do print the cards with the text as is, so how could they not expect it to become one of the complicated games when they print the shit they do? I object. Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta. Complex or complicated? Good question. The video man said complex. I do not remember the sports people and non-nerds playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a mega cope. No, all the jocks did, bro. Don't remember? In 2002. Any jokes in the chat? Yeah, chess and Pokemon. Yeah, I played it and I definitely was a cool guy too. Yeah, we all were cool guys. Yes, yes. Why are you laughing? It's just true, yeah. La Jean, the mystical genie of the lamp. Was a Dark Magician or a Blue Eyes Dragon? Blue Eyes Dragon. Virtually invincible, very few have faced this awesome creature. And live to tell the tale. The editing on this is so funny. Because the zooms are like so low res. I appreciate the anime sound where they zoom on creature stats. Man Eater Bug. Destroy one monster. Flip. That's so strong. Do I still play Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I only played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh ever. I only played a little bit last year when they released a new client. A little bit of Eldritch and a little bit of Beast. I don't remember the name of the archetype. If the attack of a monster summoned by your opponent, excluding special summon, is 1000 points or more, the monster is destroyed. 3 Brigade, yeah, that was it. Make all battle damage inflicted by monsters on your opponent's side on the field 0 during this turn. Oh yeah, Waboku. I have never played Forbidden Memories for PS1, no. Magic. Destroy opponent's face-up monster with the lowest attack. The Power 5. Never heard of this term. It's also like 20-cent cards, right? And like they are in Magics. This is like way over the top, like the... It's like so weird, the editing. It's funny though, like it's funny. Dark Hole, destroy all monsters on the field. Monster Reborn. Reborn the monster, rather. Select one monster from either your opponent's or your own graveyard and place it on the field under your control. In attack or defense position face up. This is considered a special summon. So, Wrath of God, Reanimate, Act of Treason, Divination, and Plague Winds. This is funny that both Dark Hole and Raigeki are here. And the difference is that this destroys all monsters and this destroys all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Which is a tiny bit better, right? Of an effect. Or no, just sweep your opponent's battlefield, yeah. Why not? What was my round 1 matchup? It was a Lurus control deck. Four color Lurus control. How much better is a 0-mana divination than Ancestral? It's probably significantly better. Especially if it's an instant. Keep, nice hand, I guess. I was under the impression that Change of Heart was still good. I think it is still banned. I remember that some decks, like for the short period I played in, some decks played Raigeki. No one wake you up? Well, it's a good thing you're here. They're forcing my Mox Jet. Awkward. But it's better that they force Jet and then Chrome Mox. I don't know if I should waste this or not. I mean, I have many single lands in my deck, probably not. I need to play my first White Plume Adventurer. It said they've been last seen playing Doomsday. But I played Foam Scour, is that normal? Sleep and dream, dream and snore, while we fake complete our chore. Two bottom. They surely drew the land, they didn't have it. Alright, drew plains, good. Good that I waited. I mean, I don't know if it's even better than consider. Like, consider, you have 5 cards, so if you put consider in there and you draw it, then you can use consider to remove 2 cards from your deck, and then Oracle already wins because of the innate 2 devotion, so I guess. Mystical Tutor. Alright, what we're finding. I play 3 mana free, trigger, trigger, trigger. It is awkward I trigger, 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 so I agree. If they Doomsday pass, I kill them. If they Doomsday kill me, then I don't kill them, I guess. A Shesha Recall, that's a good sign, I guess. Remember, chat, that you can request songs if you like songs. Tank Ritual into Doomsdayos, okay. Mare mi cani. Hey, hey. Mare mi cani. Maybe their way of playing around Wasteland is to do Scour into an air. They don't play the Swamp. Almost assuredly they don't play an air. I'll be hugely shocked, surprised if that would happen. Marry me, Connie. You can use 1 petal. I mean, you can use Black Lotus, I guess. Typically, Black Lotus is gonna be good enough. Wonder if they're playing the Tinker version. Let's find out as soon as they create their pile. I think they don't win this turn because they like being way too slow. Best draw would be Black Lotus for me if they pass. To make sure that Force of Will not be an issue. Marry me. There's a point reading 200 pages Doomsday Guide resolving this. Probably they're consulting, yeah, making sure that what they're saying is proper. What they're putting together is proper. Marime Kanchi. Alright, you take Ancestral, makes sense. I see no Tinker. They just playing. I guess we can count Force of Will. 1, 2, 3, 4. We won. I trigger. Trap. I trigger. This Giga lame. Our initiative is 3 triggers to perform the one action. ETB. The initiative. Choose a room. 5 to face. Nice deck, bro. Can beat like 2 free frees, 2 centaur coursers, huh? What do I do? Null Rod? Probably Null Rod. Lawrence sucks. Solitude sucks. Unless they board in some Shieldred or Murktide. Sometimes they do. But rarely. Like, I always think they will do that, then nobody actually does that. Loran doesn't do anything. I guess you can make them draw once they're post Doomsday, but that doesn't sound very real. I don't know, Solitude or Source to Plush is better. Perfect. Null Rod, free artifacts. Can't pitch to Chrome Mox. Let's try something else. This looks better. I put back Chrome Mox. Maybe put back Wasteland. Maybe put back Emeria Skull. Put back Emeria Skull, obviously, I guess. Yeah. Well, I know Waste is great. I was thinking what to put back, and like Emeria Skull is pretty obvious, actually. So it just took me a while to figure that out, but maybe Chrome Mox I can put back. But if I force my Chrome Mox, I want to. If they force my Mox Ruby, I want the Chrome Mox. Ancestraling, cool. Null Rods. This way they could daze, but also don't mind if they daze, actually. I'm fine. Force of negation, okay. Human. I'm only human. Don't put the blame on me. What the fuck? Can't be countered, can't you read? Seems like they can't. They did counter my Thalia. Doomsday, kill you, cool. Well. Alright, game 3, we're on the draw, so. On the play, rather. Maybe a win with waste plus null rod. Maybe. But unlikely. I mean, I guess technically if they like pass, then if they rely on Lotus plus like a land they had, then technically maybe I can win. Well, no centaur cursor was cast this game, so Flame Dragons. So they can't. Like that hasn't been proved. They have a Ethereal Forager. And they suspend. Suspend number 2. Force of Negationing twice. Cool cards. Street Rave, alright, Death. They had a Force of Will 2 in hand. What do you think of this Street Rave's artwork? It's pretty ugly, but I guess that's the point. It looks kind of like a rat, but also like a human. I like the future sighted one. Just good vibes. It looks like a mole. Yeah, I guess it's true. One time on stream we mentioned mole, star. There's like star mouth mole. And they look terribly. Star-nosed mole. And that's like its face. I don't know exactly. Like this is like just mouth, I think. I assume like they even have eyes. Or just like non-functional. That's just the nose, right? Everything reminds me of hair. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Can see that. I guess. Would not want children to look at it. Future side 1 is the only one. Okay. Remember when people said Chrome Mox would be fine in modern? I think it would be mightily fine, yeah. Sounds really nice and no land decks with all flip cards. MDFCs for lands. Which free drop do we play first? I hope that they Force of Negation my Chrome Mox and I don't have to think about it because I have no idea. But if I resolve my Chrome Mox, I probably exile White Plume. And I play the Censor. Or Thalia? Shit, I don't know. If I play this first, I get the planes. I can have 4 mana for this plus this next turn, but I don't know, that's actually important. Please don't force it, actually. It's very important for me. Do we play the Tomb? It's necessary for me to play the Tomb, yeah. I mean, if I play the Tomb, they see I don't have white mana otherwise. I think I want to play the Censor. I don't think I need the White Plume to kill them. Gosh, exile, that's nice for the future. Wait, put the Censor down under the Mox. Okay, I thought you meant down onto the battlefield. Even no White Plume question mark. Well, I'm against Doomsday, so I think if anything that's a hate bear is just much more valuable than the White Plume. I have enough creatures to play like 2 creatures and kill them in a few turns of attacking. So like I'll play Peacekeeper name Doomsday, I'll be fine. I vaguely remember a streamer telling me that Sheoldred wasn't going to be a big deal. Well, is she a big deal? What if they play Sheoldred? They didn't have Sheoldred in their deck last game. After they have revealed it with Doomsdayos. Breakdown of Sanity, the gift. Damn. Chat, did you know that I've actually went to Warsaw on Wednesday to see Arcspire, and it was a pretty fun one to watch. Doomsday, what the heck? If they had Sheoldred, they would not have forced the Censor because she's a Phyrexian, I see. Tank, I Doomsday. I mean, if we draw a land, I can go Thalia Nullrod and win. Or, well, probably but the other way around, but... Just have to make sure to float mana and cast my cards in the correct order. Otherwise, you can play the Peacekeeper and we can name Black Lotus. No, it doesn't tax mana abilities. Nullrod, Peacekeeper, and Oracle. Well, do you see that I have 3 mana, right? Tombstalker is the Boomer Murktide. Remember Tombstalker? That card was so broken. Just kidding, it actually was never playable. I remember Cancer calling Murktide Tombstalker. It's pretty similar, yeah. You just Salia into Peacekeeper, name Lotus and win. We'll see. Canister also omitted Fable and Shieldred from the set reviews. Yeah, so what? So what's the big deal, huh? There was a Polish podcast with Sodek and TSP Endreg and Alan, who were also reviewing the new sets. And they actually made a special mention for Fable. Just to say that they think it's cringe that the backside is like so much weaker than the original Kiki Jiki the Mirror Breaker, and it makes them cringe. And that feels bad. That it has no haste and the activation is gated by cost. So, you know. I just omitted it from my set review. I didn't think of it as like a playable card. The Wandering Texts were also hilarious. What were those? I will check if they put Basic Island and Lotus in the pile. Well, I will check for sure. I guess we can check now. They already revealed. Force of Will. They have a Force of Will in hand. Seems like not nice. 1, 2, 3. I was checking. This is such a pain. We drew Chancellor of the Annex. Very useful. The Ancestral is in their deck. Street Drive. Underground Sea Island. CC. They play 4 Cs or just 3 Cs? There's 3 Cs in the pile, so they don't have any Cs. They have a Black Lotus. Yeah, they normally play 2 Thassa's Oracle so they can draw one and pitch it to Force of Will. Yeah, Gash was not in the pile. Gash was exiled to Force of Will, turn 1. But I mean, if they have a second Force of Will, they just Force of Will. Maybe they don't have a blue card. What's the pile exactly? There's 2 Street Raves and there, no, 1 Street Rave. So there's 1 Street Rave. So they have Street Rave, Force of Will, Thassa's Oracle, Black Lotus. That's 4, and they have 3 more cards in their deck. There is a snow-covered island here. I think they only play 1. There's only one suspend. Do they have another suspend? They had 2 suspends last game. Suspends. Didn't we see Beta Island last game? I don't know. Seen this, right? I don't know. Probe is here. What's Soul Rand? Destroy target creature if it's white. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. There's no way this is like the best card for the job. I think I have to play the Peacekeeper because like then I have to next turn go Thalia Peacekeeper. I don't know. But Thalia doesn't stop like just Oracle in the deck. Beta Island, not Snow Island. Alright, thank you for checking. So we have 6 out of 7? Preordain, preordain. Preordain, preordain. Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor. Okay. I've think you should pull Skipper, yeah. Seems to me. But I get Force of Worlds? No, because that's their hand. Okay. So let's say they draw Island. So like their hand is like a Street Wraith, Oracle, Suspend, Black Lotus. So they draw Island, Demonic. I don't know. Let's name Thassa's Oracle. Well, that's here. That's in the chat. What the hell? They added the meme cards. They probably have Wraith plus Suspense. They can try to join to force next turn. See what they have. That's a good draw, I think. Does that mean stickers are now an MTGO? I don't think they are. I don't know how that works actually. Maybe they are. So we play on their Peacekeeper. And that should be good enough. Naming Oracle. Or not. Well, so if they choose Suspend right now, they can suspend like one of the Peacekeepers, and Oracle is 4 mana. And if they draw Street Wraith Lotus, then it's actually too bad for me. They didn't make a land drop though. They're forcing. Exiling suspend. Okay. You have demonic tutor in hand, so it's fine. Is it? Island, demonic. For a Lotus, and I null rods, and that wins. Good, good. I guess they, well, yeah, they don't even like have guaranteed Oracle top deck on the next turn, funnily. Because their deck is Street Wraith. Nice 5-minute Doomsday. I mean, I needed a second Peacekeeper, right? Because without the Peacekeeper, I think we're not good enough. Could snuff out? No, they don't have snuff out. We figured out their pile. Why they force there? Well, they don't force, then they lose, right? So take this win for me because I went back in the VOD. Well, thank you for your service. I mean, they could keep force instead of suspend. Doesn't really matter. Force is dead. They would have more life though. So I play Null Rod. White Plume Adventure, White Plume Adventure, White Plume Adventurer. Why? Child, it's an English stream. I don't know if you know. I like the card, okay. Good. We won the match. Through a turn 1 Doomsday, we have emerged victorious. Time for me to feed the gatos, so I'm gonna take a quick break and I will actually play the video for you. Not this one, but this one. While I am taking care of the gatos. Kinda impressive you managed to defeat turn 1 Doomsday with Force of Will backup NGL. I agree. That's also what I like about the initiative. It's actually pretty good against Doomsday. At least compared to the decks I usually play. I mean, I think someone said in my chat last time I played Initiative that according to the stats, this is the Doomsday is the worst matchup for the deck. But I also have 3 more Fire Accent sensors than other people, so that probably helps. But I don't know. Hey, sorry, I took forever. Really hard to build a lol GG's. Yeah, took a while to build a pile. Interesting pile. No idea if it's like the best or not. It's hard to say in those spots. Does it beat Shouldered Doomsday? Shouldered, like, they just like scare you with that Shouldered, but they never actually play it. Nobody has ever played a Shouldered against me out of Doomsday. They just always look like they're about to, and you're like, damn, it would be so bad if they played Shouldered, and they never even have it in their board, so I don't know. Oh shit. I went 7-5. I had 10 free buy, so I was 10-5. What were you saying when you were stroking the fish? That it was a very nice fish and I would really like to stroke it. What were the archetypes in early Yu-Gi-Oh? And they just like talking about how like which monsters were good, and it's just monsters with like good effect, good stats early in the game. But there's no colors in Yu-Gi-Oh! You just can play whatever, right? So how did like archetypes develop? You said aggressive summon school decks dominated before this set. Sounds pretty boring. What was the bad matchups for KCI? Anything with Stony? There was no bad matchups. Allegedly Humans was a bad matchup, but then you at some point, I don't know if Stockholm was before Sai, but or after, but once you had Sai, you just demolished them by making Thopters. Spirits had like Stony, Rest in Peace, Spell Collector was a bit rough. But besides that, I guess like Control wasn't too good either because you didn't actually have great ways to beat like counter spells. Like a Cryptic Command on KCI was a bit rough. So yeah. And most stacks were good matchups. I guess we keep. Yeah, I think I most often just use Swan Song or the spell to fight through counter magic. Mm-hmm. I think I played Dispel mostly, but Swan Song at times too. I wonder who was the first person to look at Anointed Peacekeeper and be like, this card would be perfect for my vintage deck. Well, they released like less than a year ago. And as a tough name to to spell. Correct. Alright, tournament. So 11, 12, first results in November last year. They also had Luminar Gaspirant, Palace Jailer, Fod Not Seer. Displacer, Throne of Amethyst, Void Mirror, nice cards. So there was no initiative here in this deck. When moves to 6, we keep. Bro, since I switched to playing initiative, I feel like unstoppable in Vintage. This deck is so much better than the shit I usually play. It's crazy. More impressed by whoever thought of Chancellor. Chancellor is solid, yeah. Sure, just Ancestral. Move to 6, but Ancestral, so move to 8. I love Hex Trinket, it's just worse. Awkward. Nothing you could have done. I mean, I prefer them to days than to return a land to actually days rather than not return a land to days, because it still slows me for a turn. So this is actually the preferred outcome. And I play the correct mocks first. Double Rife main phase is kinda weird. Not really. Maybe, I don't know. Can I win through Phyrexian Sensor really? Or do I just go Peacekeeper on Doomsday? Or on Oracle? Seems pretty hard to win through Sensor. So I probably should play Chrome Mox first. It's unlikely to be relevant, but if I draw Ancient Tomb it is. No, it isn't. I can only play one spell per turn, so it's never relevant unless I draw a 4-drop. But I play Peacekeeper anyways on the next turn. But I might want to play White Plume later. And I might want to play a second Peacekeeper, so I think there is no upside in playing the Chrome Mox that I can think of. Is Doomsday Tribal Sorcery Phyrexian? No. You think it should be? I think they'll have huge trouble winning through Sensor. Game 1. Even if Lotus is already in play. Like, Lotus already in play is a big deal, but... Phyrexian Metamorph not being a Phyrexian card always gets me. I think it is a Phyrexian card. Maybe it's not printed on it, but it should be errata to that. Yeah, it says Shapeshifter, but it's Phyrexian Shapeshifter. And the new print has his Phyrexian Shapeshifter on the card too. It's just that Phyrexian was not really a card type until New Phyrexia, I think, or like before New Phyrexia. Vampiric Tutor, okay. But still enters tapped when it copies, fair. Alright, what did you get? Or card might get snuffed out. It's game 1, they probably don't play removal. Copium. Doomsdayos, okay. So they go to 5, I attack them down to 2, and they can recycle 3 Traves. Even if they have a Force of Will for my next monster, that is not going to be cast through Cavernos. Okay, once again, I have to applaud the Chrome Mox technology in this deck, which makes it so much better than it was before. Chrome Mox plus Chancellor plus Emeria Skull. Such like a good mana base for this deck. Was so bad before. Well, I guess I can cast a card on my turn, so if they go to 5 cards, they cast a draw spell, like Ancestral on my turn, but Ancestral is in their graveyard, so it can be Gash on their turn, but then they have 1 mana. Yeah, I don't think they can... Well, maybe they will have a removal spell, but... It seems like they lost to me. There's a lot of Doomsday sheesh. Well, it's the second Doomsday in a row. So definitely. There is some, but... I think it's mostly just happened that we played against 2 in a row. Maybe Edge. Is like the fact that Doomsday is the best days? Why are you choosing days? There's like this funny bug on Modo where if your opponent selects cards in a visible zone of Doomsday, you actually get to see the highlight too as the opponent, so you know they're considering putting a days into their pile. Winner's bracket equals Doomsday, loser's bracket equals bug. Yeah, fair. I have to say, I very rarely, I don't think I even played an Initiative Mirror since I started playing Initiative in Vintage. And I played against Initiative plenty with other decks, so I don't know what, like, kinda random. But I haven't played any mirrors so far. And I guess my deck is worse at the mirror because I have less removal and more sensors. The person who asked me about GP Stockholm asked me if I have any stories from that, and we beat Desani Round 6, and I remember that he entered the game hard. It was on stream, so it was probably the one that was streamed that you were watching. For initiative was just a popper thing. Yeah, you did. Force of will. Force of will. Force of will. Of course they have a force of will in hand, right? Just like can ever not have a force of will in hand. Wasteland will be good. Chancellor is good. Well, it's not. But I don't know. I don't know. It's too bad they like cleric and not wizard. Oh wow. Okay, the Chrome Mox dilemma has been solved. I was supposed to play it for that reason. I see. Alright, show me how you win. You have 4 cards in your deck, 2 life, 2 mana. Time walk, shit. Wait, but you have 3 cards in your deck right now? Yeah, it's zasrało, no. I think they wanted to block and then play the second one, but the clutch... They spent so much time reading this on the stack, but they still forgot about the... enters the battlefield tapped part of the card, I think. Wait, what? Well, it seems like they wanted to block with the Oracle, but they couldn't block because non-fire extant creatures enter tapped. But I mean, they didn't have any other outs. Like nothing else worked. So it's funny. No Edge, damn. Oh, you mean Edge of Autumn? Yeah, nobody plays that. I mean, I also forgot about the ETB tapped, and I was like, shit, they're gonna be able to block. Turn 1, Archon of Emeria. Sure. Can even beat Daze. Not Mindbreak, but... Well, alright, I guess I get to choose. Okay. Isn't this deck basically Def and Texas? It is, but giga powerful. Alright, I'll not play around Mindbreak. Force of Will with Thassa's Oracle X Sealed, okay. The Grand Sea pass. Since they're passing so much, maybe I'll just play White Plume to go to deal more damage to them. Cool. I guess Spanish for Order. Peacekeeper, Wasteland, Doomsday seemed better, I think. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they don't have shit, but the order here was kinda off. I did not think of Snuff Out 4 mana. That it's good that I get to keep Peacekeeper after the Snuff Out now. Our opponent's playing some all-star cards this game. I'd go to Forge still to 5 them. Or Scry 2 for more hate bears, or I'll Scry 2. I don't know. I don't care. Sensor sounds good. Alright. Nice deck. Sometimes Doomsday is like I also experience those games. Sometimes you like look at your Doomsday hands and they're so terrible. And you like you can't even think of a way to top deck out of it to like win. Murktide kinda could get us. No, not really. And I don't play it either, but you know, they play Murktide, go like attack them.
He's a phenomenal
I don't know.
control player.
Creative Treasure token. They attacked me. They shouldn't have kept their hand, didn't do anything. I mean, they street raved, they time walked, and they had a force of will. It's not that it didn't do anything, right? And also top deck a Black Lotus and an Archon of Emeria. Well, Magtide would be a bit rough, sure. Scoop before they could clairvoyance us. What's clairvoyance? Thank you, Mancha __ for your 25 months subscription. Menedian would win this game, sure. GG, play. Thank you for the match. If you were my opponent. Yeah, you could have goaded the Murktide. The goad. Murktide is the goad. Legend. I like the quotes from like the Times. There wasn't enough to buff White Hats. And I like the saxophone in the background. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! A shit game? A little bit. A little bit for sure, yeah. It seems a little bit fun from the outside, but also just straight up unplayable. So somewhere between that. Mechanical Chaser. That's Secret Lairs in 2004 with unique cards that were more powerful, which was like 50 more power than Lajin, which is like the best card. Cool. Well, like a good staple card, and then you just print a card as just a tiny bit more than that. Oh, that sounds not nice. Nice game. Wait, magic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh? All banned cards. It gains 700 attack. Incredible card. Literally giant growth. That's crazy. I like Angry Burger. Ritual spell card, hamburger recipe. You must also tribute monsters whose total level stars equals 6 or more from the field or your hand. Fortress Whale. The monster can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card. Fortress Whale's Oath. Also like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which are clearly like some extremely awkward translations from Japanese. Killed by fast food like a proper American. Yeah, funny. But it's just so like, you know, performance of sword, and it's a lady with a sword, right? And it clearly is just like a very, it sounds like a very literal translation from Japanese, I'm guessing. Which is extremely awkward in English, right? But performance of sword. This monster can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card Commencement Dance. Commencement Dance. Dance game. Who cares about card advantage in Yu-Gi-Oh? I think literally everyone. It's like all they care about. Nothing else matters, there's no other resources. So yeah. It's not draw your deck. In fact, you barely can draw cards because that's too strong. UFO turtle. Tomato, tomato. Manga. Flip, destroy all monsters on the field. It's also a rock monster when it's clearly made from metal. Then both players reveal a top 5 cards from their decks, then special summon all revealed level 4, all lower monsters in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. Also add any remaining cards to their hand. This is such a big effect, right? Destroy all monsters and like both players draw 5. And also summon like all small monsters. which is just like for a single card compared to the other effects we've seen so far. It feels like it just does 10 times more than anything else. How do you break the symmetry though when your opponent also does it? I guess you just destroy like their field and you don't have a field. No, a double-edged sword. So how do you break the symmetry? I don't know. So I assume it's not too hard. You have to make sure that you're the one benefiting, but I guess the guy was just talking how it's a double-edged sword, allegedly. Double-edged sword. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess when you're behind on board or cards, it's great to use, so makes sense. WTF, Mr. Broadcaster, free all, not washed. Vintage is my last. Since Initiative, since I started playing Initiative, Vintage is my last. Bedrock. Last stand. I don't know any words that would fit better. Just so easy with Initiative. Goes nicely with Sangan. Witch of Black Forest, but your opponents are probably playing these cards too. Okay. I guess just situationally on board, then you use the Cam Jar and you win if you were behind. Echo Baronen should be an easy matchup. Last index 6 days ago, Mono White Initiative. Wait, let's plume some whites. I guess going first with white plume is bad. Because if they play white plume themselves, it's bad. Yeah. Gonna get combo turn 1 for this Hubris. See, Preordain. Oh, so that's Doomsday again? Doomsdayos. Unbanned card, yeah. 2 top. That's scary. This is the fair Doomsday in a row. If it's assuming it's Doomsday, which it probably is. So if we make it a 5-5 attack down to 14, then they're dead to trap. If I lost well, I can scry into Thalia or Cavern while attacking for free. Assuming we just want to deal damage, we go like 5, then 5, then 5. Puts to 4. Dead if the Peacekeeper resolves. There's one named Street Rave with Peacekeeper or Doomsday. Doomsday. I'll go to Forge. I'll top deck Thalia anyways. Just have to believe in the heart of the cards. I don't think you can pressure Street Rave by dealing damage. This one didn't get counted, so like I don't know why my other creatures would be. Easy. I mean, it's not really a good draw because like Peacekeeper was a good draw I had to begin with, but yeah, I'll play the Archon. No, bierz piątela na mordę, kolego. I force of will. Sure. Whose will? That's scary because my opponent kept top, so if they top, then like odds that I die are pretty big, pretty high. I can only believe like we actually win. Yeah, Black Lotus. 4 cards. Blue mana. Antaperoni. Yeah, one of us dies. Well, I mean, they take 12 next turn. I don't even die. They take 10. They can technically Doomsday on 1 life afterwards still. But I can't Force of Will the Peacekeeper, and like they shouldn't really win through Peacekeeper. Maybe with Black Lotus in play. Alright, opponent is thinking, which is a good sign. But they might just be thinking of how to beat Solitude. 3 blue? What the heck? Okay. Go ahead. That was a pretty quick one, so maybe they found like Dark Ritual, Doomsday us now. They're considering multiple lines, I'm certain. No way. They spending time, they specifically do not consider lines, because what else? I'm still Jenny from the block. Maybe it was Force Preordain on top, Copium. But why keep Preordain? What did they pitch to? What did he pitch to? Force of Will, Fluster, yeah. I'm still Jenny from the block. Yeah, Lotus is gone. Does that help in any manner? I don't think so. Hamster. Hamster, from the block.
He's a phenomenal control player.
43 cards enter the Exila. No dawaj, no co tam, no zabij mnie w tej turze, bo... Jak nie, to jesteś generalnie skreślony. Time walk, yeah, yeah. Tank, 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 simply win. Yeah, and I guess he was thinking how to go to 0 cards to beat Solitude, which I didn't have, obviously, so... Just wanted to flex on me. I'm gonna have to win a game on the draw. So Chancellor of the Annex is welcome. Hamster, hamster, still on the block. Why is there a dwarf with a headset next to you? My knee. A little bit awkward, but... If my opponent doesn't counter stuff, then White Plume good. Again, the White Plume will clock them and I have Null Rod plus this to kill them. Mind Break, nah! Mind Shriek. Mind Shriek. I guess I'm shrieking as I get countered by this shit. Islanders against Wasteland, yeah. Ponderos. Right, I hope there is an Archon of Emeria on the top of my deck. Or at least a White Plumer. Or even Anointed Peacekeeper, just maybe even a Thalia. Like, I'm not asking for much, right? Also, we can for a minute appreciate that it was Preordain that got unbanned in the modern format and not Ponder, as Echo Baron and spends a third minute looking at free cards. You can all just rejoice in happiness. Chooses not to shuffle, of course. Why would you shuffle? Oh, yeah, I'm sure he could spend 3 minutes on Preordain too. Yeah. Well, might be our first loss. Not shuffling is really pretty rough. Look at free cards. Oh no. 2 more minutes incoming. Well, let's time him. Next time point cast a cantrip, we fire the kurwa. We're prepared. I missed the beginning of this, but so we can know how much time has been spent on Preordain. Is stopper Polish for timer? No, it's Polish for stopwatch. It did finish in 2:1:33, and then they did cast Preordain in 2:1:33, and they did resolve it at 2:1:35. So over a minute has been taken. Western response they can't gash. Too late. I guess it's technically true, yeah. It is funny that it shows that the Lotus has been selected, yeah, it's a bug. Or at least unintended functionality. 2 minutes. Waste for Gash. I mean, it's just cool. If I trapped my monster. And we couldn't play the null rod because we didn't have pressure, I guess. Squee was the hardest matchup for Doomsday, but it's gone. No, Initiative is like the second hardest. It's fine.
Limited Cyberjar, all of the hand control cards, Painful Choice, Snatch Steal, and a seventh card named Upstart Goblin that had yet to receive consequences. The player base wasn't given any time to adapt to these changes for the next major shift in the meta, however, and this ban list update happened on the same day as the release of the second tournament.
Wait. You can only use one of the following cards in the deck inside the combined. What a weird rule. Both players discard all their cards, then draw 5. Just a Time Twister. What does flip mean? When you set your monster in a face down defense position, then you can flip it to a face up attack position on the next turn. And then that effect happens. What if it dies? I didn't know that.
A card like Morphing Jar that does more than what it just says on the card, I think always just sets a very interesting precedent for how the game progresses later on. Like Mechanical Taper, this card probably would have been staged.
Does more than there is on the card. Damn. Sounds like he regrets that. New set after a month?
And it provided all of them with even more tools. Most of the good stuff in this set came from its core magic and trap cards, but that isn't to say it didn't have input. Goblin Attack took the idea of the core cards like Dark Elf brand new by being a level 4 monster with 2200 attack. At this point, its value was debatable, because Dark Elf could still deal with anything that this thing was meant to deal with, except for another newcomer from Beresford whose name is Mega Cycle. This card was notable for being one of the first monsters in the game that could essentially special summon itself for free.
Monsters started to see the shipping. That's not like Goblin Attack force. Like monsters were getting stronger. X
them fit like gloves, in particular Goblin attack force specifically was fairly popular with a share of attack. You don't need to attack this set also introduced a new number of jars to the flip. Like Morphing Jar and Cyber Jar before it, Morphing Jar 2 was a complete blowout with the effective. Its power ceiling wasn't quite.
How do you print like all the jars and they are well broken? Flip. Shuffle all monsters on the field into the deck. Then each player excavates cards from the top of their deck until they excavate the same number of monsters they shuffled into their main deck. Special summon all excavated level 4 or lower monsters in face down defense position. Also send the remaining cards to the graveyard. Cool. Morphing Jar number 2, yeah. Morphing Jar 2.
By this point, a lot of players had cut many of the low-level monsters that dominated the early game in favor of newer alternatives, but there still weren't any alternatives to the best of the original high-level monsters. This would change following the Jinzo almost immediately replaced Uninstall as the best boss monster. While its attack stat wasn't quite as high, this was partly a problem thanks to the powerful attack.
Not even the best jar yet. What, Cyber Jar number 2?
Just off the top of my head, Jindo was probably the most impactful card in that set at the time, just because it really changed the dynamic with trap cards and with cards like Mirror Force. Yes, it was 100 attack less than a Summon Skull, but like, I mean, the payoff of not having to worry about anything in your opponent's back.
They should use the number 2 hack to reprint the reserve list. Plug Lotus 2. Sounds good.
It's frustrating all the way through Chaos,
Man.
Your power cards are so many spells.
Magic cards were still the strongest sacred card in the game, just like they always had been, so the ability to deny another player access to them altogether was obviously very useful. Since it was a trap card, Order could also be activated in response to magic cards, allowing it to act as a sort of pseudo-magic jam. Its optional maintenance cost also meant that, on top of everything else, the person playing it could get rid of it whenever they felt like it by simply choosing not to pay for it.
Hero Order, like right now, of course, we have to get right at it. The fact that it was just free spell negation, you had like Fall Judgment, but if Hero Order was like just
Negate the effects of all magic cards.
I honestly think they should have made it that way in the first place because there would have been a stronger balancing mechanism. Even to this day, Imperial Order is still played because spell cards are one of, if not like the most powerful cards. Because
700 life points unkeep cost.
As a matter of fact, perhaps as a direct response to Imperial Order, Pharaoh Servant introduced players to Dust Tornado. This was essentially Mythical Space Typhoon in the form of a trap card, which under most circumstances would have made it strictly worse. But the presence of Imperial Order in the menu made this card a necessity, since it was, aside from Jinzo, one of the only reliable ways to remove the card from the field.
This is like counter all non-creature spells during your upkeep. You may pay 3 life if you don't sack this. Yeah, kinda.
different difficult things like quick play magic cards, so we could already use for magic player turn. This meant that Dust Tornado didn't really benefit from being a trap card, aside from its utility as a way to destroy Imperial Force. Monster Reborn, on the other hand, was a regular magic card and thus could only be activated during the main phase of the turn itself. This meant that Call of the Haunted could actually be used in a few interesting ways that Monster Reborn could.
But that Call the Haunted was also really cool too because it started changing the game and how people had to think because if your opponent had a set card and they were attacking you with their monsters, if there was a monster in the grave they could resurrect and kill you for game, you could lose if that set card was Call the Haunted because you could use it like offensively like that, or you could use it defensively to protect yourself from dying, and I think that was pretty cool.
Perhaps in order to compensate for all this added control,
There's 2 more rounds in the challenge.
considering all of its unique benefits, it was a pretty substantial amount. That said, Monster Reborn's effect was still really powerful since the card was also limited, so for most players, Call of the Haunted was a welcome addition to the card pool. Strangely, the set featured a second alternative to Monster Reborn as well, except this one was also a magic card. Signature Burial carries with it all the same stipulations as Call of the Haunted did, with the only exception, of course, being that it didn't have to be set for a turn before being used. Now, exchange, it was an additional life point on top of everything else. But just like with Call of the Haunted, none of this was enough to dissuade players from using it. Monster Reborn's effect was, again, really, really good. And there were plenty of people who were more than willing to make this kind of concession to admit that they could essentially run extra copies of it in their deck. The only other magic card set whose immediate impact was comparable to Signature Burial was Nobleman of Frost. This card brought an idea to the forefront of the play that had already been introduced but not yet
it removed from play.
Instead of sending certain parts to the graveyard, some parts
Bros. That card, it was insane. It shaped the metagame so much. It was so, like, it was on everyone's mind when building their decks. It was incredible. It removed from play. I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! On stream a year ago. It was a flip monster that extracted them, okay.
Morphing Jar came out around this time. And for pretty much all future flip effect monsters too, being able to just deal with set monsters, they don't have to be flip effect monsters, just anything your opponent sets, the fact that you just have a single piece of removal just to deal with it.
These 6 cards compose the best lineup of new competitive staples, but of course they were far from the only new cards to see that as a set. Magic Drain and Mirror Wall were decent and cheap alternatives to Magic Hammer and Mirror Force respectively. Magic Drain allowed players to put more Magic Hammer's discard costs, and Mirror Wall had the benefit of not being limited. Ceasefire was a borderline staple card that, while certainly popular, was almost exclusively played in the side deck. It made dealing with flip monsters a lot easier, and it also provided a power boost to burn deck. As a matter of fact, this set did quite a bit to power up both burn and hand control. Spell Invitation, Burning Land.
I could show some decks in this video from like the time and tell us what the decks were doing. Because despite watching for half an hour, I have no grasp. 45 minutes, I have no grasp of how a single deck from like back then looked like. I guess they showed some on the screen, I just don't know the cards. But like the picture form, but not the text form. Cemetery removal.
super rare, but it just so happens that Labyrinth of Nature
Far more accessible super rare. Elf twins that alternate their attacks.
We have mechanical change to read now. Hooray!
The other card, the Zeus Soul Eater, was a bit more interesting. The Zeus effect let a player remove up to 3 cards from their graveyard from play, and its attack would go up by 300 points. The card was supposed to specify monsters in its effect, but due to a translation error, any card from the player's graveyard could be used. This made it very easy to crank the Zeus up to 4,500 attack points, and if the player was low on resources, it could still at the very least trade blows with a Gemini. Interestingly enough, this set also included a hard counter to the Zeus, Haiku the Ghost Destroyer. Haiku wasn't as powerful as Gemini Elf or even Mechanical Chaser, but it was one of the first monsters in the game to have both a high stat value and a powerful effect.
Gemini Elf was like Super Saiyan 2. Everyone can be Super Saiyan now, so all the 1800 beats, they all can gain decent effects. Prevents the graveyard. Haiku is a very interesting card because this was like Rajin power creep, like to infinity, you know?
Haiku could not only get rid of resources from another player's graveyard, but it also had an effect that prevented the player from using cards in the graveyard to stop it from increasing. Speaking of which, Haiku also benefited from a similar translation.
At first, they were mistranslated, and you can remove any card for these cards. So Haiku could remove any 2 from the graveyard, Bazoo could remove any 3, and the trap card, most importantly, called Skull Layer, could remove any cards from the graveyard to top. So if you go read Skull Layer, it's along the same concept, and you remove from play any number, and instead of monster cards, it's cards in your graveyard, destroy a face-up monster on the field whose level is equal to the number of cards. So for just 4 cards out of your graveyard, you can go pop any level 4 that's good.
One more monster of note was Elvira the Dark. In a vacuum, without taking card price and availability, this card may not seem very good, but Gemini Elf was a super rare, making it very difficult for the average player to turn him on.
Secret rare vanilla monster. Two copies by itself because it loses 200 attack. Sure. Crazy stuff, bros. Nie gryź tego, no.
Like genuinely good equip spells just because of like it seems silly that these cards used to be good, but like if you go like summon monsters set 4 mage cards, monster has like 2,500 extra attack, so just the power scale of how big a monster could get would just be absurd.
Most of the new trap cards were either subpar, but one was good enough to find the other staples like Imperial Order and Hero. Torrential Tribute was like a combination of Trap Hole and Dark Soul, and because of its reactive nature, one could argue that it was even better than Dark Soul.
But Torrential is probably the most impactful card to watch.
I think I had Torrential Tribute in one of my deck.
Where you had to be more conservative in thinking and respect your opponent's back row because, like, if they have Torrential, I might just lose the game. So a lot of times you might see older Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, in Eldritch, in the trap deck. Makes sense that I played in the trap deck. Without monsters rather than in the monster deck with no traps. I had 2 null rods, but you countered my monster and then I couldn't play my null rods because I wouldn't have Play clock. And no mana. I wanted to play my initiative monster and then play my Nullrats. With Wasteland.
While there was some debate about whether Scapegoat belonged in the main deck or the side deck, and some people opted not to play it at all, it certainly had a noteworthy metagame presence, probably enough to warrant being called a staple, even though the tokens it generated couldn't really be used for anything. This kind of defensive power was almost unprecedented. Unlike Swords of Review, this card didn't need to be activated preemptively and could be used to intercept incoming attacks. Not to mention, it also wasn't vulnerable to magic and trap card destruction. Now, all that said, as you may expect, Graceful Charity was definitely the better card here. You would have been hard-pressed to find anyone who wasn't running with a main deck, and it isn't very hard to see why.
Graceful Charity, this isn't bad for you, but you dropped 3 in the start.
It more or less did the same thing as Pot of Dreams, and while it wasn't necessarily better, it also wasn't necessarily worse. It could be either or depending on the situation. The disperse thought, while usual,
Beautiful phrase.
allowed players to do a lot of things with Pot of Dreams. Very hard to see why.
Graceful Charity, this isn't bad before you was legal, but you dropped 3 in the start.
It more or less did the same thing as
More or less the same as Parrot Greed.
better. It also
Not necessarily better, but also not necessarily worse.
Let's say you drew like Monster Reborn on Graceful Charity, but then you could like discard the Jinzo in your hand and Monster Reborn the Jinzo. Like that's so powerful. And just for simplified Yu-Gi-Oh back then, it was just taking the game to a completely another level.
And as if these cards hadn't already done enough for the game, just a little over a week later, Stairway to the Destiny will shook things up again by introducing 2 more statements for the card pool. Each copy of the game included a promotional pack, and all of these packs contained the same 3 cards. One of them was nothing more than a collectible for fans of the anime, but the other 2 seemed like they were tailor-made for competitive play. Harpy's Featherduster more or less speaks for itself. This was the way
These are all spell and trap card 0-point controls. They're just like they make sweepers in Yu-Gi-Oh. Then you just have a sweeper that just sweeps the like everything. And just a spell, it doesn't cost you anything. Crazy stuff, pros. 0 mana, you just play it, spell. Destroy all spell and trap cards. Yeah. Sinister Serpent. During your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can return it to your hand. That sounds pretty good. Squee. Yeah, that's Squee.
At first glance, it doesn't really appear to do anything, but as it turns out, there were actually a lot of ways to take advantage of that.
You essentially created infinite discard fodder for you. So, just as an example, if you did decide to play cards like, let's say, Magic Jammer or
Magic Jammer.
Graceful Charity, it's a card that you choose to play in your deck that you know technically doesn't do anything, but if you ever have it in tandem with these other cards that require you to discard, whether for cost or as part of the effect, you aren't losing any card advantage as a result of that. The funny thing is, in a very simplified game state, you can effectively just keep setting Sinister Serpent over and over again, so you never technically lose a monster while you're drawing cards off the top of your deck each turn. So it would
That sounds like a very lengthy and convoluted explanation of that, but maybe I'm just used to card games and I don't need an explanation like that.
really weird card, but it actually just made a tremendous impact on the game.
As usual, most of the best new cards made their way onto the limited list. Between the 2 updates released in April and May, 9 total changes were made. Graceful Charity was the only semi-limited card, while Magic Cylinder, Sinister Serpent, Harpy's Featherduster, and Supreme New Equipped Spells were all limited. Sengen and Heavy Storm made their way to the limited section as well. In Sengen's case, because students like Witch of the Black Swords continued to get better every time new monsters were released.
They just like they power prep themselves as more good stuff came out.
And in Heavy Storm's case, because Harpy's Featherduster hit it. By this point, it was pretty clear that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a much different game than it had been prior, but one thing we hadn't seen, and that was the Playground was still the best at all. Despite how many challengers had attempted to save it, this was still the most popular and most powerful deck it had been back in May of 2003. The deck was a sort of chip of pieces. It's hard to say whether or not it was the same deck it used to be, pretty much all of the additional pieces that have been swapped out. At this point, the deck was certainly more control focused, especially when compared to truly dedicated versions of the beatdown strategy, but it still aimed to do the same thing, overwhelm the opponent with powerful monsters while using other tools like magic cards, trap cards, and effect monsters to control the game. It's also worth pointing out that even with Mechanical Chaser out of the picture, there were still plenty of expensive staple cards that a lot of players either couldn't or didn't feel like paying for, which obviously affected deck building as it forced people to find alternatives.
So it's just singles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30 cards. $128 for a morphing jar. Damn. So much. When an opponent played the Feather Duster, there was a trap that made it destroy your opponent's spell and trap cards instead. I think I've seen it. I think I remember it from my adventure of playing. It was like specific if your opponent played the specifically exactly Harpy Feather Duster. But then like it's pretty narrow, right?
Legacy of Darkness in June and Pharaonic Guardian in July. These two sets changed the game in plenty of ways, and one of the most notable ways they did is by giving hand control a bunch of things.
Yatagarasu. Don Zalug.
What was perhaps the most surprising about these four cards is just how good they actually wound up being. None of them were all too different from White Magical Hat after all, and if that card hadn't pushed control over the edge, it was hard to see why he would. Gonzalud in particular was almost identical, but despite this, he was arguably the most important piece of support the deck received in either set. There were a handful of different reasons for this, but more than anything else, the card owed a lot of its success to Mystic Tomato, which had an extremely strong Magic presence. Tomato had always been clearly popular following history, but another thing in which were both limited to this being an unprecedented level of representation. The fact that everybody could only play one witch and one thing first, that they should have been a hand a lot less frequently, and second, that using one specifically better was a much bigger commitment now that players had no extra options.
Damn, strong math here. Deck 40, number of copies in deck 1, chance of card in opening hand 15%. Otherwise it's 28%. Crazy. Alright, Batutinka. Batutinka is like an absolutely mono white player. Last seen deck 6 days ago, Woob. Well, let's find out if I'm right. Some Lurus shit. You have Lurus? Okay, he has Lurus. I'll keep against Lurus. Can you imagine if we got a magic card called Mystic Tomato? Honestly, I can. Wilds of Eldraine, more like wild shit of Eldraine. Get it? Did I see the leaks? Yes. I've seen the leaks. Rare Cavern, a White Plume. Wasteland awkward. Tank. Wasteland, Bowmaster of Thalia, yes. Sure. Sorry, I need to take a while to consider my options. This turn. Good draw. Lurus Deathrite Legacy deck. Yes. Well, vintage. Co kurwa mi forsujesz Mox Rubienia? No już odpierdol się, kolego. This is not cool. Kurwa, Force Pro. Not okay. Oh, Ancestral Recall, yeah. Nice. We have 7 types and none are matching, yeah. Ay, caramba. Caramba. Frozen inside. Did you play the Cavern before or after the Mox? Of course I played it after the Mox. Why would I play it before? Bring me to life. Cool beans. That force is a little surprising. Maybe I'm wrong. If I Mox or OB, yeah, it's a little bit surprising, but you know, we know that Batutinha is a player of exquisite morals who would never deflecting palm a Wurmcoil Engine. So yeah. White mana too. I did play the Modern Showcase Challenge for 2 rounds, but then I dropped. I'll board the 4 mana 3/2s. Doesn't sound too bad as flying. Right. Might be playing Samwise Gamgee? Likely. Let's force a will check. Into DRS, into my wasteland, come on. Virtue's Ruin. Orcish Bowmasters. Ancestral Recall. Well, okay, I mean, we have a plan. I would name DRS and waste them, honestly. Let them Ancestral. I mean, that doesn't sound like a good mana denial plan. Too bad I didn't draw a juicy spell. I hope he gets Brainstorm locked forever. I have become death. Or maybe I have become dead, rather. Is it more appropriate? Timed Booster would often seem good for initiative. But would it seem good right now? I don't think so. I have no blue mana. No, blue-eyed is impossible. Wow, they actually do play some. I did not think you mean like for real. And I thought you meant the other Sam, but they actually play some. Why is the Stout-Hearted in the deck? What the hell? Is that normal? Take Lurus. Bro, you should take Lurus, play Lurus, replay Lotus. Then Ancestral. Ring Bearer. Is bugged, I can't block. Duru. It's probably one of the better draws. Let's see if this amounts to anything. Like, Point didn't play Lurus, which might actually be a difference then. It's a really good draw. I mean, he steals my initiative, but... Sensor seems to suck. You steal the initiative back with protection attack, so... We'll see. Me likey, me likey, duru. Bum bum. Likey, doo. Oh, they had the Witch's Ruin. I forgot. Yeah, fuck me, bros. Is balance banned? Nothing is banned, it's vintage. I forgot about Witch's Ruin. I got my hopes up for a moment. Alright, at 3-2, most likely not top 8ing the Challenger. And it's already 10:30, and I might want to wake up not giga late tomorrow. So I'll tell you thank you for watching today, Twitch chatters. We'll finish the Yugi video next time, but you have to remember that we finished at 57:16 timestamp. @com Yugi video 57:16, and przypnij. I'll play the last round. Just link it to the timestamp. Damn, that's actually true. @com Yugi vid Telkom Yugi video. Thank you for watching today. Thanks to everyone who subscribed. See you some other day. Possibly tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow.